When I was out in Los Angeles protesting the ICE deportations for the past few days, besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, they would give us certain streets or certain targets to go to, and on those streets, there would be pallets of things that could cause destruction.
Riots have been raging on the West Coast for a week. The mostly peaceful narrative up in flames.
They have weapons of all kinds. We arrested a number of people last night for curfew violations. I think 14, and 3 out of the 14 were armed with weapons, handguns. We've seen in those backpacks that they'll have hammers. They'll break up curbstones and concrete bollards, break up into smaller pieces, which they'll then throw at police. We've seen commercial-grade fireworks being fired at our people, with shrapnel being put in, from what I'm told, into some of these packages.
Not only are the riots violent, they're highly coordinated. That's what Tulsi Gabbard told us last night. Senator Hawley is investigating who's paying these protesters.
I just got offered $200 a day to go protest ICE in New York. The organization was called No Kings. This is what you need to do. You need to cause chaotic disruptions.
When I was out in Los Angeles protesting the ICE deportations for the past few days, besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, they would give us certain streets or certain targets to go to, and on those streets, there would be pallets of things that could cause destruction.
Kristi Noem's already following the money.
We also have the IRS here that's helping us track how these violent protesters are funded. What NGOs out there, what unions, what other individuals may be funding these violent perpetuators that are in these protests that take people who may be wanting to come and be peaceful, but instead turn these into very violent activities that go after law enforcement.
The FBI just nabbed the guy who was caught on camera handing out riot gear to peaceful protesters in L.A.
Like a bionic shield is what that's called. I mean, that's not the kind of thing that you buy in bulk if you don't plan on doing something with it. And the fact that that's being handed out kind of like candy to everybody here gives you an indication that these folks probably plan to be here for a while.
Taking one punk off the street's not enough. Democrats want the entire country to look like L.A. I don't think that's going to fly in Florida.
If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Oh, God. But in New York, rioters are running hog wild. They burned down about a dozen cop cars overnight, and they're still on the loose. In Seattle, Antifa shot commercial-grade fireworks at police and pelted them with rocks. Trump didn't send the National Guard to Seattle or New York, so what are the Democrats going to do? Blame Trump for instigating all this? The usual suspects are being identified. They've just traded in their kifas for Mexican flags. College students, agitators, and a Hamptons brat among 86 arrested at rowdy New York City anti-ICE protest. The president says these attacks aren't random.
These people are agitators. They're paid. They're professionals. They're insurrectionists. They're troublemakers. They're all of those things. We're going to find out who they are.
There's something very artificial about this movement. It's not like the Summer of Love when people were posting black squares on Insta and kneeling in their African tribal gear. This all looks really orchestrated. And it sounds orchestrated.
I just got offered $200 a day to go protest ICE in New York. The organization was called No Kings. This is what you need to do. You need to cause chaotic disruptions.
Immigrant voters, foreign-born voters, have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
When I was out in Los Angeles protesting the ICE deportations for the past few days, besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, they would give us certain streets or certain targets to go to, and on those streets, there would be pallets of things that could cause destruction.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Bill Clinton sounds like Donald Trump. Boy, have times changed. Democrats have since traded in sound policy, common sense, for utter lunacy and insanity.
I just got offered $200 a day to go protest ICE in New York. The organization was called No Kings. This is what you need to do. You need to cause chaotic disruptions.
You have outliers that throw things and cause damage. And so, yes, the LAPD came in and they called it an unlawful assembly.
She apparently had no idea that on her split screen were burning cars set ablaze by outliers. So while she's talking, they're showing, well, it just didn't seem to go with her rhetoric at the time. MSNBC again.
It's actually relatively mellow, even though it might not seem that way. It's like a sort of, you know, another thing that happens at protests like this is that they sort of settle into almost like a celebratory atmosphere.
Celebratory atmosphere. This is a movement fed by media distortions and open hostility toward any effort to enforce the law. Abolish ICE? What's that, like defund the police? What does that even mean? What does it look like when you abolish ICE? We just don't have borders anymore? We just absorb everybody that wants to come? And who's pushing that? Look, here's the thing. If you really disagree with Trump, protest peacefully or go home. You have the right to protest. You have the right to assemble. You have the right to carry your signs. You have the right to chant your slogans. But when you start attacking agents, when you start attacking vehicles, when you start setting things on fire, you make a bad situation way, way worse. You make a bad situation way, way worse.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.